Hello chess friends and welcome to the channel. Today at the Fide Grand Prix in Jerusalem is the tie-break day. After two classical games only Wesley So was able to win his match, all the others must play at least two long rapid games. The game that I'm going to show you is the first rapid game between Vachier-Lagrave and Veselin Topalov, a very nice game in the Berlin defense. Let's get started. Vachier-Lagrave with the white pieces opens with e4, here comes e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to b5, and we are in the Rue Lopez. Knight to f6, attacking the central pawn, is the Berlin defense. Short castle for white, and knight captures on e4. Here comes d4. Knight back to d6, attacking the bishop, so the bishop captures the knight on c6, and now with d captures on c6, this variation will lead to the queen's exchange and the so-called Berlin Wall. D captures on e5 attacking the knight must move away, knight to f5, queen captures on d8 we check, and the king of course recaptures on d8. What is the feature of the position? The black king is stuck in the center, and the white player has a pawn majority here on the king side, and on the king side he will try to win the game. I have more than 10,000 games in database with this position, so really a well-known position, and of course there are many good moves for white. Vachier-Lagrave continues with h3, that is the first step to put the pawn majority in motion. The other very good moves are knight to c3 and also rook to d1 we check. After h3, here comes bishop to d7, rook to d1 conquering the open file and pinning the bishop, bishop to e7, and now g4. The knight jumps to h4, of course protected by the bishop, but white has no problems changing this knight on h4, because this knight is only stopping the f-pawn from advancing. Knight captures, bishop captures. Important thing is that Vachier-Lagrave and Topalov already played this position in 2016, and the game ended with a draw after 50 moves. So let's see how the game develops. Knight to d2, king to c8, because of course the king will find shelter here on the queen side. Knight to f3, attacking the bishop, and bishop back to e7. Now, with bishop to g5, it's here that Vachier-Lagrave deviates from their previous game, where he played rook to d3. Of course, now in this position, Topalov doesn't change the bishop here on g5, because the white knight recapturing will greatly improve his position, so Topalov continues with bishop to c5. Rook to d3 now, b6 clears b7 for the king. Now bishop back to e3, and here it's okay to exchange the bishop. Bishop captures, rook captures, because of course the pawn structure must remain without weakness, at least for now. h6 and rook to d1. c5 is a good move because it opens this important diagonal for the bishop. Knight to h4, and now g5. The knight jumps to f5, and in my opinion this is the critical moment of the game. Topalov, he changes the bishop on the knight, and let's see what happens. Instead of changing the bishop on the knight, bishop to e6, stopping the most advanced pawn, is probably the best idea. Bishop captures, g captures, king to b7 connecting the rooks, and king to g2 now played by Vachier-Lagrave is the best move, because the king is now moving forward, because white will create a pass pawn. Rook in a goes to d8, rook captures, and king to f3. c4 now played by Topalov is a good move, because the pawn controlling d3 is preventing rook to d3. Let's go back one move, let's watch what happens if instead of playing c4, black for example plays king to c8. This is just a variation that I like to show you. Now rook to d3 is possible. If black he changes the rook now on d3, it's game over. Let's watch. Rook captures, c captures, the king will infiltrate, so h4 stopping the infiltration, but now king to g3, king to d8, and h4, g4, king to f4, f6, he captures. The king moves toward the king side, but is too far. King to g5, king to f7, king captures, king captures, king captures, and this is a king and pawns endgame where white is 2 pawns up, so it's game over. So after king to c8 and rook to d3, not possible for black to exchange the rook. Best move is rook to d8, but here comes king to e4 protecting the pawn, c4 now, rook to d4, b5 protecting the pawn, f6 so that the king can unpin the pawn and also keep advancing, a5, king to f5, and of course this king would like to move here to infiltrate here on g6, but there is the pawn that is protecting the square, so a simple maneuver. a4, rook behind the pawn that would like to advance, king to d7, and e6 we check. Now what to do? If f captures on e6, the king is ready to advance to g6 and it's game over. There is nothing to do, because if rook to h8 there is king to g7. Let's go back to e6 we check. Rook captures on e6 is even worse, because after rook captures and f captures, king to g6, and this advanced pass pawn will promote in 3 moves. So that's why c4, going back to our game, is a good move by Topalov. Rook to e4. Of course, now this black rook cannot move to the second rank because e6 is coming, so the black rook must keep protecting the back rank. So here comes b5, king to g4, king to c8, also king to h5 is a winning move, e6 played now is even stronger, f captures, rook to h8, but if the king well, the king can also move to this position, but to f5 toward the center is even better. King to f5, king to d8, now e7 we check, king to e8, and after king to g6, Topalov resigns because there is nothing to do for black. Let's make some other moves. King to d7, for example, is one of the best moves. Now king to g7 attacking both the rooks and the pawn, rook to e8 threatening to capture here on e7, so the king moves to f7, but not only the king is protecting this pawn, is also watching the rook. Now if white is able to play rook to d4, we check, the king must move away and the rook is lost. So here comes of course c5 protecting d4, but simply the rook moves back and white will play rook to d1. So this rook must move away, rook to h8 or also rook to c8, but with the rook that is now not blocking the pawn anymore, the simple e8 promoting to queen wins the game because white is a rook up. So Vachier-Lagrave won his match against Topalov, and of course we will meet Maxim again in round 2. Moreover, he is cementing his second position in the standings that should bring him to next year candidates tournament. I hope that you enjoyed this short game. If you did, please don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel so we can watch together many more great games from the Fide Grand Prix in Jerusalem. Our video is over. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon. Goodbye.